Hi, Gina Armstrong from Michigan here. I'm with Team Take Massive Action and the Superwoman Elite Group. And today is the Friday before Mother's Day, and I just want to take some time to honor my mom. I lost her 9.5 years ago to Alzheimer's, and that experience was very tough. It was long, drawn out, 10 years. Mom was in such good health that it took a while for the disease to take its toll. And I'm not going to get into the science of it. You can talk to a doctor or go to a lecture. There's a lot of books and pamphlets out there on that. I want to talk about more the aspect of being a family member, especially coming from a daughter's point of view. Mom and I were different enough to have some lively discussions and enough alike that we were close. And it was very tough losing her before I lost her. So I'm hoping some of this advice, it worked for me. Every situation is different, but I'm hoping that I'll have something that will help you. First thing is get support. You definitely need family and friends supporting you, co-workers, employers, maybe understanding that you need to take a little time off once in a while. But make sure that you also get into a good support group through a reputable agency. There's still a lot of myths out there about the disease, and well-meaning friends and family are going to maybe give you some advice or tell you something that may or may not quite be true. So being grounded with a agency that does know what they're talking about is certainly helpful, and always, always, always rely on your faith. It's very critical to as you're going through this tough process, it's critical that you rely on your faith and lean on God for assistance. He does help us with angels here on earth with skin on them. So recognize the place that the Lord has in your life. Now, when the person is first diagnosed, they're usually still pretty functional. You start noticing symptoms, and for us, like I said, it was in the 90s, so they've come a long way with it, but it was more like ruled out everything else, and that must be what it is. So you're going to want to have some discussions with the person, find out what they want, because as this disease progresses, the early stages are really pretty tough for the person. I know that I would sit there talking to my mom, and she couldn't remember things, and she knew she couldn't remember things, and it was so painful to watch her. She would go, why am I so stupid? Why can't I remember anything? And I just would cry. It was much easier for her when it got to the point where she didn't know that something was wrong. So know that those stages are there, and the support will help you through them. Then, begin to watch for the signs of when they are understanding, when you're not. Some days are better than others. Every person is different, but there are better days than others. And if you learn to start reading that, you'll know when, okay, today's not a day we can really have much of a discussion, but another day might be good, and they're really remembering and grasping things, and take advantage of those, and learn to recognize the signs. And the disease isn't the same for everybody, so try not to listen for wise counsel, not the horror stories. People are going to tell you, oh, this will happen. It may or may not for your loved one. So just trust that it will progress the way it's supposed to. And then pick the best time, the best mutual time for visiting. I tried to go visit my mom at lunch hour. At that time, I was working in a busy office. It was a hospital patient accounting office. I was a supervisor. Busy, fast-paced, make quick decisions, keep things moving kind of thing. And I'd be all geared up, get to go visit my mom at lunch, and I was still in this fast pace, and Mom couldn't keep up. And so it was very frustrating. I would, finally get myself slowed down to meet her where she needed me to meet her. It's really, you meet them where they're at. They don't come to you. And then I'd have to go back to work and try to gear back up again. And it wasn't beneficial for my mom, and it wasn't really beneficial for me. I found that if I would just wait and go later when I didn't have anything else I had to rush off to, we had a much better visit. I was calmer, more understanding. It just worked better. So, be aware that timing, like in most things in life, timing is everything. Now, whether you're a full-time caregiver, I couldn't be. At that time, I was single. It would have meant dragging Mom out to daycare every day. We made the decision, my sister and brother and I, that assisted living was a good place for Mom. She had the funds. We found a great place that was kind of brand new, and was close for all of us to visit. So that seemed to be the best situation. But whatever your role in it, make sure that you keep your cup filled. You can't give what you don't have. So find a way to refresh yourself. This is critical for full-time caregivers. I can't even imagine what that must be like. But make sure you're getting your cup filled so you can give back. And then recognize that this is a process of loss. My mom was in, like I said, really good physical health, so it took a long time to the disease. And I lost Mom long before I lost Mom. And, I just grieving the loss. I know that there were times where earlier on I thought, if I can just, I'm kind of a fix-it person. So if I can just, find out where her thinking made the left turn. Because it seemed like we'd be going along and, it all made sense. And then all of a sudden, boom, she'd go off on a tangent. And I thought, well, maybe if I can catch her before we get to that, I can stop it. Almost like I could control the disease. And that was just me, in the denial phase of grief. And it just, it was tough. It was a tough time. And it just slowly watching her go away from me was tough. But it's, you still want to cherish the time you have with them. Because every once in a while, even up to the very last, there would be just glimmers of Mom there. And if you're not involved in visiting with them, you aren't going to get those. So you have to look at what you do have, not what you don't have anymore. Those feelings will come, and let them out, and that's where the support system is really critical. But, try to be grateful. I've learned a lot about gratitude in the last few years that I wish I had more of that philosophy when Mom was here. But, look at the glass half full rather than half empty, and you will bring a better attitude to the visit, and they pick up on that. People pick up on your mood. When I was stressed and, like I said, rushing, trying to get back to lunch and back to work, I could see the effect it had on Mom versus when I would go at a different time. So recognize that it's pretty much about them at that point, but that's okay. For me, my mom gave me so much love and support throughout my life that it was good that I could give that to her. So, Mom, I love you. I missed you, and I hope this advice, some nugget that I've said, will help you. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm on this journey, a 90-day video challenge, and let me know if anything I've said, in the comment section. Let me know if anything I've said helped you. This is a very ugly disease, and I'm praying so hard that they find a cure. So, blessings to you, and I hope you have a great day. See you tomorrow.